Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel for another vegan and gluten-free recipe. Today I'll be making these TEFF cocoa cookies, which I've become absolutely obsessed with in recent weeks. One thing I love about these cookies is the fact that they have teff, which is a plant native to Ethiopia. I'm Ethiopian and teff is a huge feature in Ethiopian food. Until I tried these cookies, I had never had teff in a dessert item before, but I can say I absolutely love it. There's 12 ingredients going into these TEFF cocoa cookies, so let's go through each of these ingredients one by one super quickly. First up, there's 1/2 cup plus 1 tablespoon of this teff flour. There's also 1/4 cup of tapioca flour, 5 tablespoons of white granulated sugar, 5 tablespoons of brown sugar, 2 tablespoons of golden flaxseed meal, 2 tablespoons of unsweetened cocoa powder, 1/2 teaspoon of baking soda, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 4.5 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, 2.5 tablespoons of water, 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract, and finally 1/3 of a cup of chopped pecans. Now let's go through the 7 steps of this TEFF cocoa cookie recipe. For step number 1, I'll mix together the 8 dry ingredients in a large mixing bowl. Those ingredients will be the teff flour, the tapioca flour, unsweetened cocoa powder, baking soda, white granulated sugar, brown sugar, salt, and the gold flaxseed meal. For step number 2, I'll whisk together the extra virgin olive oil, the pure vanilla extract, and the water in a glass measuring cup. For step number 3, I'll add the whisked liquid ingredients and the 1/3 cup of chopped pecans into the bowl with the dry ingredients, and I'll mix everything together until the cookie dough is well combined. For step number 4, I'll use a 1 tablespoon scoop to scoop out cookie dough balls and roll them and place them onto a lined baking sheet. For step number 5, I'll use a fork to press down the cookies and create a cross-hatched or hashtag pattern on the top of each of the cookies. For step number 6, I'll place the baking pan with the cookies into my oven and bake them for about 10 minutes at 350 degrees Fahrenheit. And then for step number 7, the last step of this cookie recipe, I'll remove the cookies from the oven and let them cool for about 20 minutes before I plate them up and dig into them. That's everything for this recipe, and I've also linked the recipe that I've adapted down in the description box for you to check out. Let's get going with this cookie baking. I'll begin by mixing together the 8 dry ingredients that I mentioned just a little bit ago. All right, everyone, these are the dozen cookies that are all finished, ready to eat. I love the appearance of these cookies. One of my favorite things with any dessert really is when there's a crackling on the top. There's the crinkling or crackling pattern. They're firm on the bottom. One thing I really don't like, especially with gluten-free cookies, is when they're just so crumbly, they can't stay together and they fall apart when you try to eat them. Luckily, these cookies hold together very well. I was worried the first time I made them if they might be a little too crumbly, but the texture is great and I do love the crunch of the chopped pecans. Enough chatting, it's time to try a couple of these cookies. Can't wait. What I'm loving about this batch in particular is these cookies came out with kind of a brownie consistency in a way. The outside is pretty firm, there's some crunchiness, crispiness, but the inside is very cocoa-y and soft and chewy. I'm a big chocolate fiend, many of you know that. I didn't have any chocolate chips on hand to add into these cookies, but of course you can add in some chocolate chips if you want to add some bonus chocolate flavor. Speaking of chocolate, I have 2 cookie recipes that I've linked for you at the end of this video. One of them is a chocolate, peanut butter, and oatmeal no-bake drop cookie recipe. I know that was a mouthful. And the second recipe is vegan blondie cookies. So think of a blondie as you'd have it in like a brownie tray, but just translated to cookies. However, the flour is almond flour, not your traditional wheat flour or grain flour. And there's vegan white chocolate chips in those, and it's so good. I think those are my favorite cookies of all time. That's all for this video. Let me know what you thought of these TEFF cocoa cookies in the comments section. And I've got a mega list of recipes that I will eventually make on this channel, but it's a very long list and I can only do so many videos every week and every month. Take care, my lovely foodies. Eat well, and I'll see you in take care, my lovely foodies. Eat well, and I'll see you in the next upload on this channel. Bye!